We hear from all the greats that you ride the same horse you lead. So let's take our horse for a walk and see if we can't find something to work on. Welcome back to Becky, Amio Horse Training, and we got our first really solid winter storm here in South Dakota on December 24th, which put an end to my riding season for 2023 on December 23rd. And, you know, I decided since I couldn't ride, I would just continue to lead these horses. I take my dogs for a walk every day in whatever temperature it is anyway, so I figured I might as well just take a horse and walk in hand with them and work on a few things. Now, I want to emphasize here that this isn't necessarily a how-to video or this is how it's done kind of video. It's more of a this is where I'm at and this is what I'm working on with these horses. And maybe if it will help you, great. Maybe if it will inspire you to get out of the house in the winter and go out and brave the elements. Maybe it'll improve your relationship with your horse. It's just some suggestions. And like I said, this is where I'm at working on these horses at this moment in time. So this is Ringo, and he's pretty ambitious. He has a really fast walk. And I find myself either having to constantly trying to hustle to keep up with him, or I'm constantly checking him back to slow him down a notch. And when I say whoa and ask him to stop, he's still taking a couple of strides ahead of me. And then he makes this quarter turn on the forehand on me. And he tips his hip to the outside. And what I'm working hard on is having him stop straight, stop square. And so I ask him to back up a couple of steps when I initially ask him to stop. And then when I move towards his shoulders, I'm asking him to move away from me and move his shoulder away from me, especially because it's showing an indication that he has an imbalance there. And right here we see that he does actually soften and move his shoulder away from me. And again, having him back up immediately as I stop with him is going to help rock his balance to his hind end and kind of get him off of his forehand. And anytime he gets into my space, I just go big with my hands to help push him off away from me. And I don't even have to actually like touch him with my hands, but just get kind of big to help get him off the forehand, get him out of my space. I'm trying to keep the hind end as still as possible and move this front end around. You guys have seen me work on this in the round pen with plenty of horses. Have him cross over in the front, keep the hind end still, and move over so we can walk on again. I've been working on a lot of backing up in hand, and before I ask them to back, I'm asking them to lower their neck and head first. And it's not all going to come at once. A little bit of lowering, a little bit of backup, softly in hand on a loose lead. You know, little teeny steps, make tiny little bits of progress, recognize the try. You know, there's a lot of chaos out here at all times. There's lots of stuff to look at. You know, I always go out with 4 dogs. You know, that's the main thing you need in order to make this a really good training experience is you always have to have 4 dogs with you. And in case you guys don't have a dog, I'll gladly send you one of these to help with your training program. In all seriousness, I've been working on touching them on top of their pole too to get them to lower their head for bridling. It's making a huge difference. And what I like most about hand walking is that I can lead horses down into the single digits, completely bundled up, and not worry about my dexterity and mobility in the saddle. If they want to be silly, I'm not up here trying to hold them together on an icy surface, worrying about whether I'm going to end up in the ER because they've slipped and fallen on me. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I've put several miles on walking alone. I hope this helps inspire you guys to get out there and spend some more time with your equine partner. I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.